Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. So we've got a new property today. This one is finally out of escrow. This is reference number GRNM1167. It's located in Grant County, New Mexico. It is roughly an acre and a half of land, and it is priced at $13,500. And believe it or not, for an acre and a half of land in Grant County, $13,500 is the low end of the spectrum. As with all our properties, we like to be low end of the spectrum on a price per acre basis, etc. All right. Two things to talk about before we begin. Number one, if you're looking for a property that you can RV on or that you can camp on or that you can use as some sort of recreational, visit it, half of the year, whatever, this is probably not the property for you. If you're looking, however, for a place that you can build a really nice house, a place that you can either, you've got a new family, you want to build a nice piece of property, or you're retiring, you want to move somewhere where you can build a nice piece of property, someplace where property values will only increase as time goes on, this is the place to do it. Okay? So that's number one. Point number two I want to mention is if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this listing page, below the write-up, below the table of information, below the photo gallery taken from the property itself, there will be a drone video down here, which I will upload as soon as I'm done with this video. Click on that video. You'll be able to watch that. It'll give you an excellent sense of the property, the terrain, the surroundings, etc. So I'd highly encourage you to check that out as well. All right, as with all of our listing pages, come up here, click on the GPS coordinates. It's going to bring the property up on a map and show you exactly where this is. So this particular piece of property right here sits off of North Swan Street between these two very nice houses right here. If we go to map view, you can get a sense of what the shape of the property is. It is this rectangle right here. Just so you guys know, there's an eastward slope to this property. So this over here by the road is the higher end. This over here is the lower end. Obviously, if you're going to build, you'd probably build the house somewhere in this area, and then you'd have really nice views overlooking your neighbors here, overlooking the mountains and the foothills that surround this area. We, however, will get back to that in a second. Let's zoom out a little bit, show you where this is in relation to the rest of the world. So this particular property sits about 5 miles north of Silver City. If we right-click this button and click Measure Distance, you can see it's roughly 4.5, 5 miles north of Silver City. So Silver City is the county seat of Grant County. There's a population down here of roughly 10,000 people who live in this area. And Silver City is regularly named as one of these sort of best places in the Southwest to retire type places. It is a quaint, small, bucolic town. Quaint, small, bucolic all basically mean the same thing. Anyway, as you can see down here, anything that you would need, any sort of amenities you will have in this town. There's the Gia Regional Medical Center, any sort of medical needs that you have. There's also a lot of shopping, dining, things like that. You've got an Albertsons grocery store, a Walgreens, Ace Hardware, Walmart Supercenter, all right here. Any sort of supplies that you need, you'll be able to pick them up there. Just to give you a sense of what this little town is like, we've got a photo gallery here of images from downtown Silver City itself. Scroll through this, you can see that it's a very nice little town. It's a very nice little town. And as with a lot of New Mexico, there's this emphasis on arts and culture, so you have a lot of these very nice murals that beautify the city. And you can see another one right there, one right here, and another one right here. All right, so back to the property. As noted, the property is about 5 miles north. These are all well-maintained roads right here. You're going to snake your way up and through the mountains. This property sits in the sort of shadows of the Pinos Altos Mountain area right here. So you've got a lot of nice trails, a lot of nice hiking, a lot of nice things to take advantage of, great scenery up here, etc. Now, a specific property, as you can see, is part of this development right here. It's called Dos Griegos 2. I believe Dos Griegos 1 is in Santa Fe County. Dos Griegos 2 is part of an HOA. So as I was saying earlier, if your desire is to, some sort of off-grid type thing, or your desire is to go park an RV somewhere, this is not the property to do it. If, however, you're looking for a place where you can, build a really nice home and you can make sure that property values will only increase over time because it's being governed by some entity that makes sure nobody builds any kind of eyesore across the street from you or parks a purple bus that, breaks down and nobody ever moves, this is the place to do it. So let's just get a sense of what this area is like. This is the entrance to the HOA. As you can see, there's paved roads out here. You've got a sign here, Dos Griegos 2, area maintained by homeowners, no littering, no wood cutting, no hunting, no off-roading. You can see you got power lines, phone lines throughout the area. This HOA does not allow the drilling of a well, probably because they've got water lines in the area, as you get a sense of from that, as well as underground utilities. So This is a really nice area. It's a well-maintained area. I would also say I've read through the CCRs that govern this area, the covenants and restrictions that govern this area, and I don't see anything too onerous. I don't see anything that seems ridiculously strict. Now, we actually, if you come here to the listing page, we actually have a link right here under POA regulations. So let me just quickly say this. HOA, Homeowners Association, POA's Property Owners Association. For this one right here, it's $40 a year just for the land. Those are the HOA fees that you have. It's $80 a year if you build a house on the property. So not much. Now, over here we have the POA, HOA, whatever restrictions. If you click on this PDF, it's going to bring it up here. And you'll be able to read through this and see exactly what is and is not allowed. Now, let me quickly say, this is a broad overview. But from what I've read of this page and a half of documentations, the key points here are A, B, C, D, F, G, H, and K. So for instance, A says mobile homes, modular homes, pre-built homes, or homes moved onto this site are not permitted. Okay, that makes sense. No property may be used for any purposes except residential. That makes sense. C, there are no restrictions for horses, except that no horse may be kept, yada, yada, yada. Okay, that makes sense. D, no animals or livestock or poultry, except for horses, can be raised or bred, etc. Down here, F, lots cannot be further subdivided. Okay, that makes sense. Residence must contain a minimum of 1,800 square feet. I doubt they're taking a measuring tape to the house, but I think they're just trying to, convey a sense that whatever homes get built out there, they want them to be nice houses. H, no inoperable vehicles are allowed on the property, etc. What is K? K, no barbed wire may be used for fences. That just seems obvious. These are all just sort of good neighbor policies, obvious good neighbor policies. So that's what this HOA is like. And as I said, I've read a little bit about this. I don't see anything that's too strict. All of these seem like reasonable requests. Now, let's just talk about this. Here on the listing page, I have a little thing here. The HOA itself has what we'll call an architectural review committee, which I think is just a glorified sense of making sure that they want to ensure that no eyesore gets built somewhere within the HOA. So they have quote-unquote rules about this. Now, for reference, as we say here, for reference, think Southwest style. If you're going to build a home out here, this may be like Pueblo architecture, Spanish, Mediterranean, territorial. You can include things like building materials like stucco, adobe, brick, natural stone. And as far as color palette for a home, this is obvious Southwest style, earth tones, things like that, creams, pastels, the rose, peach, or terracotta, etc. This is my very detailed explanation of what this architectural review committee might be looking for. Now, if you come back to our photo gallery at the bottom of the page and you start looking through what the homes look like out here, I mean, this is obviously the best way to get a sense of what you can build out here. If you're going to build a home out here, you want to build something really nice, I mean, this is a jumping off point of what the neighbors' houses look like. This will probably give you a sense of, okay, I can't build a tiny home, for instance. I can't build something and paint it, purple or blue or something. It's, colors like this, things that work well with the sort of Southwest environment, things that blend well into the, the hillside, into the country out here. That's probably what they're looking for. Now, if this is a property that you're interested in, I would quickly say that down here on the table, we have under county contact information, the Dos Griegos HOA. If you click on this link, it's going to take you to what I'm calling their website. This is obviously not a very dense website of information, but I have found that Karen over here at this email address, if you call her at this number or if you email her at this and you have questions about what you can and cannot do within this area, you ask her about these, she actually gets back to you pretty quickly. She's pretty well informed, and anything she doesn't know, she will look up for you and she will get back to you. So if you're looking at this property and you're saying, hey, I want to move to somewhere in the Southwest, I really like Silver City, I really like this area north of Silver City in this Pinos Altos area, you're looking at this HOA and you have questions about that, those would be best directed to the HOA itself, which is why we supply that contact information there on the listing page. All right, with all that said, if you guys are interested in buying this property, there's one of two ways that you can do this. Click the Buy Now button right here. It's going to come up with a secure checkout page. Obviously, for a property of this expense, we want to close through a title company. We're going to encourage you to close through the title company. We do, however, look for some sort of non-refundable earnest money deposit. So you can check out on our website here by depositing $1,000 either through credit or debit card. Or if you're like, hey, I don't know if I want to give these guys my money, you can deal exclusively with our agent. We have an agent with Coldwell Banker who represents this property. Give our offices a call, 702-919-7170, and we will put you in charge with him, and we will let him quarterback this throughout the escrow process. All right, that does it for me, everybody. Hope this was informative. If you have any questions, give us a call. Send us an email, support@hemingwayland.com, or just leave a comment here on the YouTube channel. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.